Thank you so much for joining me today for this repotting video, this spring repotting video. Today I'm going to be repotting my beloved Big Mo, my Monstera Deliciosa. I have had this plant for quite some time now, and I have cut him many times, and I noticed that over the winter months, Big Mo did not grow even one new leaf. And I realized that there was something happening in the pot, in the roots, and today I found out exactly what the issue was. Big Mo has been neglected, and because he is an easy care plant, I allowed it to go on much too long. You'll see very shortly, Big Mo has no soil in his pot. I was so sad when I saw this. My sons were standing by to help me if I needed help. I'm actually just getting over a very bad cold, and we were all so sad looking at the state of Big Mo. We all just stood there and we couldn't believe it. Big Mo is so happy and beautiful, and he had no soil in his pot. I had some very chunky pieces mixed in with the soil, and that is all that was left inside of the pot. And I only repotted it early spring of last year. But Big Mo is a vigorous grower, and the roots have grown out so much. When I repotted it in early spring of last year, I did cut back a lot of the roots, and they all grew back with a vigorous fury. Now, I thought I would have to cut some of the roots off, but when I looked at them, they were actually just dry. As dry as this pot looks, I actually just watered Big Mo a little over a week ago, but it's completely dry, and I gave it a good watering. And just looking at this now makes me feel so sad. But I did not have to cut any of the roots. There were very, very few roots that I had to just snip off. But for the most part, Big Mo was just fine. The roots were still soft. They looked really dusty because they were really dusty. But the roots were still very soft and very touchable. Nothing was snapping off. The pot with all of the dust in it did not have a bunch of roots in it because they were not breaking off. So I just took the opportunity to just repot her with all new soil and a bigger pot. I realized that I kept cutting Big Mo because it was too difficult for me to put Big Mo into the shower, which all of my plants in my house have to be manageable enough to fit into the shower. And I realized it was the pots that I was putting Big Mo in. I was putting him into ceramic or the really heavy duty pots. And so that's not easy to pick up and move. So I decided to put it into a nursery pot. The pot that I'm putting Big Mo into was holding a plant that I put in ground last year, and I still had the pot available. So I decided to use this. This is my son coming over to help me out because I'll definitely need help so that I do not snap off any of the leaves on my baby. This pot is still a little snug for all of the roots that this plant has, but because it was just so heavily neglected, I just feel that I want to keep it in a smaller pot and not a larger pot. Even though the soil mixture is very, very, very chunky, I just don't want to put it in too big of a pot. I think maybe midsummer I will repot Big Mo. Once it gets acclimated, I'll just take it out of this pot once it forms a nice solid base, and I'll just put it into a larger pot. As of right now, since I've repotted it, I reached into the soil to see if the roots plumpened out a little bit, and they are very soft and plump, so I'm really happy about that. I would hate to lose this plant. I love it so much. I have 3 separate plants from this one. They all have very mature leaves. I have Big Mo, Motu Motu, and Baby Mo. They're all beautiful. So from here, I just secured the plant to the stake that I put into the pot. And I secured it not with any type of a heavy-duty wire. I just used the plant tape because she was very secure. He was very secure after I put him up on the stake. I just noticed my little marshmallow peeking up over there at me. He's always right there with me all the time. It's funny because I think my other pets kind of jump at him a lot because he's always with me. And so he always gets special treats. But that's my baby. I love him so much. Okay, so I am putting Big Mo down on the floor so that I can give him some cleaning. And you can see now how beautiful this plant is and why I love it so much. I did go outside and get a cash pot or a catch pot to put this plant into so that I could just let it soak up some water. And now I'm just spraying each leaf down the way I normally do. But I'm actually removing the pest treatment that I had on it, which is diatomaceous earth. And my shine spray that I use is a DIY. I got the recipe from a man in Lowe's. He was working in the plant center or the garden center, and he told me just to add a little bit of mayonnaise to a water bottle and spray it onto my plants and rub it in. It will not suffocate the plant leaf, but it will make it shine and it protects it a lot. Of course, I added a little bit of neem oil, and I mean the smallest touch of neem oil to the mixture, and a little bit of cedar oil. And that's what I have in my bottle that I'm spraying. And so far, when I use this, it works very, very well at keeping my leaves clean, and I don't see a lot of anything on my plants. I will say that cleaning the leaves of my plants it's very therapeutic. The leaf that I'm cleaning now has lots of damage on it, but that is one of the original leaves that was on this plant when I purchased it. And I did purchase it in Home Depot on clearance, so some of the leaves were very damaged. And then I believe that was the last one that I left on it, and the rest of the leaves all grew in my care. And then there were, I believe, 5 additional leaves that again are now Motu Motu. The leaf that I'm cleaning right now is actually the latest leaf that did not produce a single new leaf at all through the winter months, and that's not like Big Mo, so I knew there was something wrong. And now I'm just making sure there are no air pockets in the soil mixture. Now that I've watered it and it got to settle a little bit, I'm just making sure there are no air pockets. And I did put a little bit of slow release fertilizer inside of the pot, and I'm just making sure that that's covered up because I do have pets and I don't want them to get to anything that they shouldn't get to. And I'm just covering it over with a little bit more of the cocoa chips that I used to pot up Big Mo. I do like to clean my pots with whatever I'm using as a bug deterrent or shine that I'm using, which this was a bug deterrent and shine because it has the cedar oil and the neem oil. I like to use that around the pot as well as maybe on the floorboards and things like that. And then this is a cat deterrent. I'm taking a little bit of vinegar and I am putting it on the towel, and now I'm just going to wipe over the pot. From what I understand, cats don't like the smell of vinegar. And so I'm just wiping over the outside of the pot to try to deter my kittens from coming over to investigate this plant too much. If they come too much to investigate, then we'll have to make some changes with the plant's location. But this is actually the perfect space for Big Mo to grow happily. Oh, he's so beautiful. I love this plant. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I look forward to talking to you again.